shaky, 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 boom, 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 shaky, 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 boom.
What's up, divine babies?
Welcome back to episode 10 of the Spiritually Sexy Podcast with your girl,
Pearl
and Amber,
where we invite open dialogue about infinite intimacies, connecting with oneself and others, the seen and the unseen. But before we get into that, y'all already know it. Okay. So, welcome back to the Spiritually Sexy Podcast with your girl, Pearl and Amber, where today we would want to have like a continuation from last week's podcast. If you guys have been tuning in and reading the newsletter, it's gonna be a long conversation of some guidance, some open dialogue, perspectives, and experiences. So get ready for the ride. And again, before we get into that, we like to shout out to all our subscribers. We love you guys. Ashe. We love you. Our followers. Listen. It's insane. Listen, social media is being social media right now. It's something going on in the water. And I think it's being affected by the moon. The moon is doing a lot right now. But we still have gratitude. I still thank you, honey. I thank you, all the viewers that view all our platforms. We are so grateful for you guys. Thank you for the likes and the follows and the subscriptions and the views. We just have so much gratitude. But I can't help but call out the elephant in the room. Is the math is not mathing. The math is not mathing. Okay. We got the views. I mean, we love it. We're here for it. And it's so crazy because all our platforms are different. It's almost like Amber. It's almost like we know our audience on each platform. So like we know now, like, okay, this audience likes this or it's all in the same thing, but the sense of humors are a little different.
a little.
You got the darker sense of humor. You got the, the more up, like the sense of humor with the cats and the dogs and, nature. It's so funny how well we know our viewers. But we need you guys to go ahead and hit that follow button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the follow button. It really is free. I mean, it's a click of a finger. You're strolling. The content you see is what you're going to get. Obviously, we don't put us in the box. The Spiritually Sexy Podcast is not in no way, shape, or form trying to be put in the box. But the reality is this started because of our sisterhood. This journey with the Spiritually Sexy Podcast and all our content started from our sisterhood, our best friendship, our relationship, our bond, how comical life can be and different aspects of it and different point of view. So we want to express that through our content, and we really would appreciate some of the follow. I mean, on at least social media, at least IG, TikTok, Facebook is doing amazing. I'm not gonna either. Facebook is doing it thing, okay? Yeah. And it's crazy because I really thought Facebook was just like a really older platform, but people are really showing up and they're consistent and they're committed and they're loyal. They're loyal. They're loyal over there because they hit the like and the follow. It's the same energy on all platforms, but they're not doing it on IG. So, I mean, we just feel it's necessary to just ask you guys to go ahead and support the community. That's what we're here for. Amber and I put in really a lot of time into our content and a lot of time into, and thinking about what you guys creating. Yeah. So that's all I really have to say. I'm grateful. I really am not trying to feel like I'm complaining. The awareness needs to be, aware. Right? So, so continue to go over to our YouTube channel. subscribe, like, hit that thumbs button, like the videos that you see that you're engaging with. Leave comments, leave your feedback. And guys, we always say this and we emphasize on this. We are here for open dialogue. If you guys want to jump on and have these conversations with us, it's nothing. If you guys don't want to be seen on camera, you don't have to be seen on camera. Your voice could be heard. If you don't want us to announce your name, you can be anonymous.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you're good.
Anonymous? You don't have to be, you know what I mean? Like, we really don't have to expose you and who you are. It's all about connecting, really. Yes, Amber and I are here to speak the realness, and I'm sure some way, shape, or form it can be triggering to people, but I can truly say that a part of my purpose here on earth is to do some triggering. I've embraced that. I've accepted that. Just like I have to accept the aspect of my healing. I also am here to heal people and never receive that in return. I've accepted that. You know what I'm saying? So me triggering, some people.
That's your birthright. It's unavoidable.
I honor it. I've honored it. I'm honoring that.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you. And when you get to this level of enlightenment, you will start honoring your shit too.
Yeah. You just get the fuck it. You get that fuck it in your system.
Yeah, and it's not a bad fuck it. It's an enlightenment of fuck it.
Yeah. It definitely is.
Yeah, it's an enlightenment of fuck it.
I think it's like the space where old people are, where they just don't give a fuck anymore because they've lived so much and survived so much, that I think that's where we're at. Spiritually, we're old people. So remember that to the audience. We look young, but spiritually, we're old.
Yes, Amber, it's so funny you said that, because in my mind, I wanted to say that, like, kind of blame it on the age. Like, I think maturity, I think experience, I think time, even though I'm not that old, and I'm sure like older folks think I'm like this kid still. Right? But the reality is that I am a mature grown adult and I've experienced a lot. So what I have experienced and Amber has experienced, we're here to share. We're here to share those experiences. Good, bad, the ugly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe it can help someone, and it can be like I hate to use the word, but it could be like a testimony to what we have survived, and we can have comfort that we're not just telling you bullshit. We actually lived it, and we're actually successful on the other side. So
yes. I'm glad you said testimonies, because basically that's what experience is. It really isn't a testimony of somebody's journey. A lot of people are comfortable with their testimonials because that means that they would have to spend time with oneself, and a lot of people aren't doing that work.
No. No.
Yeah, it does suck, and there's such a toxic aspect of spending time with oneself too that can be very detrimental, destructive, right?
I think what helps too. No, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying that's why we're here. We're here so you don't have to be in your own head. You're not alone on this journey. Like, there's a non-judgment zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what helps too is when you're going on your journey. Like, for example, I do think me and you are going through something energetically, but I think what helps is like having different perspectives from people that you care about and who are also trusting spiritualists as well. Like, kind of like the little community you and me had, and other people. It helps enlighten and tell me and confirm, like, this is who you are. Even though you're going through this stuff, this is who you are. You don't have to answer to what someone else is making you feel or what other people call you. You don't have to answer, but you can answer to what you truly feel is your name.
Yes, guys, energetically right now, the collective, I think I can't speak for the masculine energy, because right now, masculinity by choice is not a part of my circle.
Yeah.
And if they are, it's long distance or stuff like that. It's not personable. It's not very personal. Not, even with you, Amber, it never feels like you're long distance. It feels like you're literally there. We're together all the time. But I'm talking about like the masculine energy, like men. But as far as the feminine energies that are in my circle, I genuinely feel like we're all going through something. We're going through some kind of transformation. I think it is worldwide. Things are coming out in the open, and we're having to sit with it and be very uncomfortable in this energy, right? It's not a very comfortable energy to be in, but a lot of us are like honoring our intuition, and we're honoring our inner mind, that first mind, so it's very uncomfortable.
Because you have to accept a lot of things that us as sensitive people, intuitive people, we have a hard time accepting that people are genuinely bad people. And I think that as these different things come out into the light, as far as like, okay, we'll say celebrities like the Diddy thing, and all of these other things that are coming to the forefront. Not saying women don't do it, but a lot of it is masculine things that they were allowed to do in the dark. I know majority of women that I know, they've been mentally, emotionally, or physically abused in quiet. And they had to take that with them, and they couldn't express it, and nobody cared, and somebody packaged it, that's normal. It's not normal. It's not fair. And you shouldn't have to do that. And, I understand we don't believe in all the same things, but I know in most religions, most spirituality, what has been done in the dark is not supported. It's not supported. And I believe if we're going to say the feminine energy as, divine mother or whatever, she's pissed. She's pissed. She's mourning. And this is years.
I think we're mourning too. We're mourning too, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Like you're saying though, this is years,
decades, generations. Even some aspects of certain spirituality, they say the dog mentality that we've endured, and rejection for women having spiritualness has been like the beginning attack of where it all happened, of just being more of I'm not trying to make it sound so simple, but being jealous that women are connected to the divine. And it's not something that's saying you're less than, it's just stay in your lane. If people would stay in their lane and not be jealous of somebody else, you'll find yourself and what you're supposed to be doing. But women have been under attack since before time. No matter what you believe in, women have been attacked. Or the feminine energy, without protection. In all races, in all class, and all culture.
Children. So like Pearl has me, I can speak on Pearl. I've been in this energy of like speaking on things that I've had. Listen, they're my testimonies. I don't care. Look, this is what it is, right? When I did care about other people's feelings, particularly people personally in my personal life that treated me the way they chose to treat me, and they did not care. They did not consider it. So I had to sit with that emotion. I had to sit with those feelings of feeling unhonored, and so I've come to this realization, shit does come to light. You know what I mean? And if you keep poking the bear, things are going to transpire. So I'm at a place in my life where I'm calling people out. I'll call my ex out almost every day on my platform. And it's not because let me make this clear, because I had somebody make a comment about giving away my power. Listen, everybody has the right to their opinion. I adore it a little bit, but speaking on exposing, being aggressive and expressing, and like I had somebody go on my commented on one of my posts on Facebook, my personal Facebook, and say, well, stop giving him your power. And I was just like, you know what? Today, that was such an enlightenment statement. Thank you very much. Appreciate your opinion. I said that is your perspective, and I'm pretty sure other people have that same perspective, but nobody had to go through that journey. I had to go through that journey alone. I had to pick up all the pieces by myself. I'm not giving anybody my power. I'm simply expressing what I experienced. Like, narcissism is a real thing. Like, it's not something that we can keep normalizing.
Yeah. You haven't been traumatized, all right? That's what it's giving, that comment. It sounds nice that you never endured any pain, but I consider what he told you extremely unfair and asinine, because it's the same thing when people tell people who've been escalated to just get over it. Like, what do you mean? You cannot tell people to get over their pain, and something's not get over. Like, you can't get over it overnight.
No.
Especially not narcissism. Narcissism, dealing with narcissists, that's a lifelong healing process.
Look, and I was only in, the crazy part is that I'm not gonna say only, because time for me is very valuable. Like, we talk about this in our other podcasts. It's like, everybody has things that they value a lot in life, and for me it's time. I take that very seriously, because I've been through a lot in my life, and I realized how precious time is. And so, yeah, it was only a year I was with this specific individual, a little over than a year, but that was a lifetime of fucking trauma. Yeah, especially having to reflect on it and dissect it and come to this acceptance of, you were never loved. Like, you were never, that was all cosplay.
That's heavy, bro. Like, I'm not trying to get emotional, but that's heavy. Narcissism.
And then to tell me, don't give away my power. The crazy thing is that I've been doing the work, and every day I'm healing. I'm getting a little better. I'm accepting. I'm, moving forward with my life. Having to pick up these damn pieces by myself that I did not create by myself.
For it all.
And fuck out of here, giving somebody my power. That was like profound for me, but I was just like, whatever, that's your perspective, and I'm pretty sure everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has a fucking asshole. So, and you're entitled to your opinion, period. Like, that's okay.
They're also entitled to, like, excuse my French, they're entitled to shut the fuck up too, but they just won't do that.
No.
That's easier.
No. That's just, it's crazy. So anyways, me speaking on my trauma, I've never been one to even allow myself to feel. Like, I went through my whole life not feeling. I went through my whole life being destructive, or and spiritually, emotionally, mentally being destructive, not allowing myself to feel. And this is the first time in my life I'm feeling, I'm reflecting, I'm like, oh shit, and I can go and write in my journal, which I do. But the more and more I've learned, I didn't ask for narcissism to come into my life, but listen, this shit needs to not be normalized. And this man is walking around like, girl, my sister ran into him today, okay? And even she hid from him. She hid from him because she did not want him to see her.
It's truly crazy.
She hid from him, and she wasn't even in a relationship with him. It's his fucking energy. But she's like, did he really think he's somebody? I have to deal with the deciphering all the time. So, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm sorry if I got off topic.
You're fine. I can relate.
I know that we're just not gonna normalize this. The BS is not gonna be normalized. The Spiritually Sexy Podcast, Pearl and Amber, this is our platform.
Yeah.
Just like any other platform we have. And how we choose to utilize it is our business. I can care less about what people think of me, honestly. Mm-hmm. Because what you think of me is your perception.
Well, it goes against our spirituality as well, like, not to call out something unjust and just like saying. So people don't even think about that. I don't care what the heck.
They always looking they're always looking through the lens of, oh, but what do you think people are thinking about you? I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to amuse. I'm only here to give guidance. I'm only here to uplift and drop jewels on these people that actually want to learn something, take something back with them. That's what I'm here for.
Not all of us were like, I know it sounds sweet, but not all of us were born into this world to enjoy it. Some of us are here for a purpose that we don't even want.
Right.
People need to understand that. There's plenty of aspects of me and Pearl's journey that we don't even want. But we're doing the work and we're doing it and we're obedient. We're here for the missions. Just, if you don't have no purpose, just say that. And leave other people alone.
How the crazy thing is, they won't even know if they don't have purpose because they're not doing the work. Okay? They're just sitting around freaking like entertaining the outside noise, looking for the validations, looking for from outside resources, like, you know. And that's really what narcissism about. It's about resource. Okay, it's about supply. Okay, supply and demand.
Yeah,
you know, people. Yo, it's crazy, and you know. And it's crazy because I wasn't even aware. Like I learned about this during my healing. I learned about this while I was like towards the end of my narcissistic manipulationship. I learned about narcissism. I did not know. I heard that word be thrown around so much. And when my freaking therapist is like, yeah, sounds like he's a narcissist, I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, you're gonna have to tell me what the hell that means. What? I don't even, people like, that's a real thing. Like what? And I consider myself to be pretty educated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But narcissism, no. So and it made me realize that even myself, Amber, I there were aspects of me, that traits of my own self that
everybody has aspects
in him.
And I was everybody
like, oh my God, I don't want to be like that.
It's work you have to do. Like, people don't get, like, it's not that we're invincible. It's not that we weren't once people. I'm not saying we're narcissistic or narcissism, or we endure that, but we do have negative aspects. But the difference is we do the work to become better people, because I hate to say it, to package it like that, but our spirit is very much alive. I don't know what's going on with other people. It's fucking weird. Like,
no,
you don't have no type of like conscience that tells you can't do this, that, and it doesn't bother your spirit what you're doing. You should be worried.
Yeah,
you should be highly worried.
We are though, because they've been getting away with shit for so long. Like she was saying, it did. I'm not gonna say it. It did trigger me when she called me and told me he's like he thinks he's the man. Like the way his you know, this fake ass macho energy that he's giving off, you know, that he's hiding behind. And it's so fake, y'all. But that's just my opinion. I'm gonna say that's my opinion, but that was also her opinion. So evidently, it did trigger me, because it just, like, you know, this man has no empathy, no compassion, no nothing. You just, you know, you just, I guess you did your purpose. You were here sent to destroy somehow, some way, shape, or form. You didn't succeed. There are so many pick-me energies out there, so much supply and resources out there. I guess he's unfazed by what he did to me.
Yeah. You know what? I got to a place when I was dealing with my narcissistic ex where I started to feel bad for the women that he was with. And to this day, I feel bad for the women that he was with.
Well, why else do you think I put all of that information on my platform? Because people need to know, women especially, need to know this is who he is.
Yeah.
Like, this is the person that you're choosing, and he's not changing for nobody.
No.
You know, he's not going to change. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how much you serve him, how much, I'm gonna say it, how you suck his dick. It don't matter how much you fuck. It does not matter. When he's done with you, he's going to drop you like a bad habit.
Yeah.
Especially if you challenge him. If you challenge him to level the fuck up and call him out on his shit, you're out.
Yeah. You're doing too much. Yeah. Because that's not what they see you as, is that purpose.
That's not why they brought you into their life. That wasn't the reason.
No.
Your resources is the reason. But let's not make this damn podcast about that. Let's go ahead and get into this continuation, because
it kind of connects though.
It definitely connects. It connects, and it's not pertaining to this one individual. It's pertaining to a lot. Like, I even identify with some of the stuff that we did the research to. I even identified. I'm like, oh shit, I've seen that. I've done that. Like, ooh, they calling me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these are things that you have to heal from. Once you recognize these things, you have to make it your responsibility to freaking change it. You have to. Like, it is your responsibility. So, let's get to it, Amber. So, today's topic is stay woke. Okay, spotting deceitful motives and red flags. This is again a continuation from last week's podcast. So we have 12 aspects of deceitful motives and red flags, guys, but today we're only going to break down 6, so we're not overloading you guys. Okay, this is actual things that Amber and I did the work for. Okay. So, identifying deceitful motives and recognizing red flags is the key to protecting your energy and peace of mind. Here's real talk on what to watch out for. Okay, guys? So, we're going to
notebook.
We're going to talk about it. Love bombing.
I had to take a deep breath.
Girl, love bombing. Okay, so let's get to it. Description: coming out too strong, too fast, with the compliments, gifts, and attention. Okay, the red flags. We're going to talk about the red flags, okay? Over the top declaration of love early on, non-stop texting or calling, and extravagant gestures that seem too much for how long you've known each other. So let me use my experience.
This stuff pissed me off.
I had no clue back in it. I had no clue. I was clueless. I was blissful. I was working on my own healing. I was doing a lot of healing back in this, time, and a lot of praying, a lot of staying grounded and just doing the work. So when this individual came into my life and got my attention and pursued me, honestly, I thought it was like heaven sent. I was like, oh my God, the divine's listening, sending me somebody that aligns with my spiritual beliefs and funny and all these crazy things, right? So the first time I gave this individual actual attention, he asked me to go on a trip with him. And first day that I've actually engaged with him, he asked me to go on a trip with him. Pay for and everything. And I was just like, do you ask all your friends to go on a long distance trip with you? I was so confused. But then I was intrigued. I was like, He was like, no, we can go as friends. You can sleep on the top. I got the 2-bedroom. You can sleep in the other bedroom. Blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at him like, girl. So, yeah. So, look out for that, guys. Look out, because, look, coming out too strong, too fast, the compliments, the gifts, the attention. I can tell you this. I was definitely lacking something. Even though I was working on my healing journey, I was strongly embedded into me, and my positive life, my bubble that I had going on in my life. I lived in a little bubble of positivity, so really wasn't aware of the wickedness. I had no clue, and I'm not saying that because I really did not have clue. It's so crazy how you think you know everything to find out you don't know shit. And at the end of that relationship, I realized, bitch, you didn't know nothing. All the new information I got now, honey.
It's like when they tell you the whole oh, you choose better. I was looking for somebody. My past recent relationship. I was looking for the safest of the safest, and baby,
and we know you like safe, Amber.
I love a safe, and he appeared. Hey, I'm gonna put my business out there. Amber, if you know the slang, Amber tends to go for pasta and lobster. I don't know if you know what that means. Amber tends to swirl, and so he packaged himself as the safest, most Mr. Rogers, heavenly being, so I'm like, okay, he seems healed. He seems like a good individual. The love bombing, we want to talk about love bombing. He's like, just don't, because I was already thinking like, oh, I want to, pursue this, that, and the third. I want to move back to California. I want to do this, that. He's like, no, don't do this. I want to take care of you. Right. And I'm not the kind of person that wants to be taken care of, you guys. That ain't never been me. I don't like that. And there's reasoning for even that. But it's the shit that they spew out without you provoking that.
At all. I was minding my motherfucking business.
You don't provoke it. You're not asking for it. They say, like, how they say, oh, women want a bunch of money. But that was all in his head. That ain't never been me. It ain't never gonna be me. And, when they put that out there, when they try to lead with the love bombing, and then they realize that they painted a story that they can't fulfill, they get embarrassed.
Honey.
They get embarrassed because that's not who you are in the first place. I don't know why you're leading with and then they take it out on you.
Their words and their actions ain't aligning. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Mm-hmm.
They take it out on you because they're embarrassed and they feel shameful. So they try and make you feel like you were the problem when, bitch, you were the problem because you were the one who fed yourself your own illusion. Now you're mad. So
they fed us the illusion, but being the, I don't know, I still don't know the word. I always want to use the word. I feel like optimistic is like when you're looking for positive things. But yeah, like we're usually optimistic. Like we're like, oh, okay, we'll see. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Boom.
Watch out for love bombing.
I hope you guys come back with you with the love bombing, okay? Manipulation. Okay, guys. I feel like, so my mom and dad used to manipulate each other so fucking much. As a kid, and I knew it was wrong. I was like, y'all doing this to each other. This is not right. But, when you're children, you're almost like a sponge, okay? I could say that. And I had to grow up very fast. I grew up in the foster care system in New York. Life was not easy for me at 8 years old in the foster care system. So manipulation, I utilized, I had to survive. And I'm not saying that it was right or wrong, but I do know that I was divinely guided regardless of what I did. I do know that my intentions were never to hurt other people. I was never a person of moving from a place of hurting somebody. I mean, I feel like even if I don't want to justify my shit. I just want to try to just make this clear, like, everybody benefited. If I did anything, everybody was benefiting. It wasn't like I just would utilize manipulation to get my way, but everybody got their way. It was never just for Pearl. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Yeah. So manipulation, last description: playing with your emotions to get what you want. What they want. Sorry, playing with your emotions to get what they want. The red flags: making you feel guilty for having boundaries, always acting like the victim, and using your personal struggles against you. Now listen, that was not ever my way of survival growing up, but I can say those red flags resonates with me, because even with my ex-husband, like he did that a lot to me. Use things against me, my struggles and stuff like that. So that almost became a norm, right? And when I found myself doing that in my manipulation, when I saw that I was being that way, I went and signed up for therapy, because I was like, no, this is not who I am. And I don't know why these aspects are arising again. Evidently, I need to do the work still, because I never liked that, and I didn't want it done to me. But it was being done to me. I'm a very vocal person, so I would vocally say things and make people feel guilty. I've never played victim, I'm sorry. But I'll use their personal struggles I'll cut you like a knife with your personal struggle. You know what I'm saying? But that's not an aspect of myself that I honored. And so I promise you, while I was in this relationship, I signed up for therapy. I was like, I think I'm a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to fix this, because I thought I fixed it. I thought I healed from this, but evidently this is bleeding over to my new situation. At the time, it was, you know, and, you know, I recognized it, and I get it. But, you know, when I realized it, I got the help that I needed. In any way, shape, or form, did he did not. And the person that I cared, loved very much, and all of these things did not. And they just kept playing in my face. But when I did do it back to them, because you get frustrated. It's like pressure bust pipes. You get frustrated, and you know, that tick-tack, that you hurt me, I want to hurt you energy. For some reason, like, how he would hurt me was very different than how it would hurt him. He was using narcissistic behaviors to hurt me that I wasn't aware of, like withholding affection. All these things. It was just so bad. Yeah. It was so fucking bad, right? Like, it was just bad, bro.
I can definitely relate. I'm gonna put a little bit of my business out there. I fell in love very young. I had kids very young. So, and I wasn't guided in any type of understanding of how relationships work. Me and my ex lived together too young. We were still in high school. We lived together under the same roof, Put teenagers under the same roof, babies are gonna happen.
Of course, naturally, yeah.
You know, we grew together, but when you have kids, somebody is responsible for taking care of the kids. And so he was more of
two people should be responsible.
That part, but you know, and I even have to train my wording now, because now I'm aware that it takes two people. But when I was younger, he was the provider, and he used a lot of those manipulation tactics to keep me under the same roof as him, because I couldn't provide for myself financially. Because I wasn't okay emotionally, mentally. I felt like shit about myself. I thought I was
postpartum and shit. Yeah, you don't even know it's postpartum. Like,
I didn't even know what postpartum
Black
was.
Black women don't even go get diagnosed after they have kids. Like, they're dealing with all this mental health shit. Like,
yeah, it was very, very rough, and so it would manipulate me with finances. All types of shit. They prefer, well, in my situation, he preferred me to not think highly of myself, not know anything. And so I started to literally wear that, of where
I know that feeling.
I didn't like myself. I felt horrible about my looks. I felt horrible about being a mother. I felt less than. I felt worthless. And I had a friend at the time, and we can call what we call, like, you know, promiscuous. But she helped me, and I'm going to tell you how she helped me, because she said, you know, you're at home with these kids, that's a job too, and you don't get no break. And she said, you know, we're going to use those same manipulation tactics, and we're going to tell him to watch his own kids, which is a lot of times masculine. I look at, I got to babysit my kid, which is
right.
But she got me to get back into my energy, because we went to high school together, and she's like, I don't know this. And he isolated me from friends, family. He destroyed everything. I was 18 years old. I know I'm rambling, but I was 18 years old, and I didn't have a lot of help. And I was so proud to pay for my first car. And I was so proud to pay for my first car. And I shared my car with him, and he destroyed my car multiple times. And, you know, not being able to get around, take the baby where you need to, he didn't give a fuck, as long as he was good. If I can say anything, and I'm not trying to say men don't go through it, but if I can say anything to women who do or don't have children, protect yourself, protect them babies, always have a plan A, B, and C, and know that any type of abuse is not acceptable. Mentally, emotionally, physically, it's not okay. You don't have a support system, go out and seek whatever you need, go to a ministry, go to a spiritual person, and get out of that situation before it's too late. Because I do have family members that didn't survive their narcissistic partners. They killed them before. And I'm not trying to make this dark thing. I'm just trying to.
But I mean, that's an extreme case. Like, but that can happen to any freaking body.
Yeah,
that's an extreme case, and that can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Any kind of any form of abuse is not okay.
No.
So, you know, like I said, I hold myself accountable. I'm only accountable for my own. And I'm only responsible for my own wrongdoings and learning from it. I'm human, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use that because I am genuinely a human being having a human experience. But it's my responsibility to do the work. I can definitely say that, you know, using my personal struggles, and it's like using that and dangling it in front of me. You know, when you're supposed to be my spouse, my partner, my you know, like, it's so crazy because I seen it. I was like, now that you know this, you're going to use this against me.
Weaponize it. Yeah. Bring it out whenever they can.
I said it out loud. I was like, are you going to use this against me? Because I seen the shift in him.
Yeah.
I seen the shift. I seen the energy change. I felt the energy. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, manipulation is, guys, it's not okay. It's not. No. In no way, shape, or form is manipulating somebody else and distorting their reality. If that's okay. That's not okay. And, you know, you have to really look at oneself. Check yourself. Check your pattern. You know, they say that you call in the energy that you are. I can say that even though I was collateral damage, you know, in this situation, I was definitely on my healing journey. I was definitely becoming a better version of Pearl before I met this person. But there were still things that wasn't being triggered. There were things that I wasn't exposed to. Manipulation wasn't part of that. Yes, my ex-husband, you know, if he manipulated me, it became very normal. I married him when I was 19. You know, I was very young. So that was a normal thing. And as I got older, I realized we're not doing this. You know what I mean? Did those bad traits bleed over? They did, but when they did, I checked myself. I wouldn't want that for my loved one. I was like, there's no way he deserves this energy. I need to work on this shit. But I didn't get the same energy. I didn't get hey, I want to do better. I want to be a better person because I got shit that he didn't. Because if he did, he would have did the work. He talked the talk, but it never matched the energy. It never aligned. His words and his actions did not align with one another. So that's just another form of manipulation too. The third one is inconsistencies. So description. Saying one thing and doing another. You're left guessing. Absolutely. The inconsistencies were like, they were everything. That's all. And that was mostly my concern. And that was mostly the concerning things that I would bring up, the inconsistencies. And every time I did, he distorted my reality. Like, it was my fault. You know what I mean? Like, I was the problem. Because I'm bringing up your inconsistencies. Red flags. Canceling plans last minute. Telling different stories. And behaviors that just doesn't match their words. So, again, we talked about it. Like, when they say, I love you, the love bombing, all of that stuff, right? These manipulation tactics, all of these things that they're doing, brain fuck you, and emotionally fuck you. Right. And then those are all words, right? You want to believe it. Like, you're like, there's no way this person doesn't feel this way about me. And then the inconsistencies are playing out. These are all patterns. Yeah. The inconsistencies they show up.
That's how I learned. That's what, remember, when I expressed to you, that's how I learned when he says he's going through something, go. Because he finna go through you and run you amok. He's gonna turn you everywhere but loose. And you're gonna ruin your life. It means that you're a problem. I hate to say it like that. You're a problem. And I can't do whatever I want to do. So to make it sound better, I'm gonna make it seem like I'm going through something. I just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Right. The burden's too heavy. I have my own burden to carry. I have to. God, his favorite thing was, I gotta be this. What, nigga? You ain't gotta be none of that shit. I take care of me. You know what I mean? Like, I take care of you, me. I help you navigate your relationship with your kids because you didn't even know what that looked like because you've been so transactional their whole lives. What are you taking care of? All you gotta do is, hey, if your woman's coming to you like, hey, calling your shit out, check yourself, do better because you know better.
I remember so this recent ex thing, he was all about, like, he wanted to live lavish. He bought this, penthouse suite or whatever you want to call it downtown. He got the nice dog, he got the nice car, and then he was like, oh, I got the girl that I wanted, yada, yada, yada. He couldn't keep up with the bills.
Girl.
I'm always complaining about money, and then you want to just complain that I'm broke, and I'm embarrassed because I got this girl and I'm broke. Nobody told your dumb ass to do that shit and live out of your means. You told yourself to live out of your means. I was looking at him like he was crazy.
That's crazy.
And now because you're going through stuff, it's just weird.
No, it's crazy.
Weird.
It's crazy. I remember talking to my ex about, leaving. He's been at his job for a long time now. Granted, like, I get, like, right now with the way the economy is and stuff like that, like, but it was, people were getting laid off left and right in his field, and I was just like, why don't you just go to school? Go back to school. Get the cert that you've been talking about. I wanted us to like partner up in the fitness business. There was so many things that were promised and said that, hey, yeah, we're gonna do all of this. Mm-hmm. Like once his divorce went through, once he had his house. But I already knew that after he used up everything he needed from me, that things were going to change once she got his house. And it did. Everything changed because he stayed with me in my apartment while he was waiting to get his house. And, all of these things were said. Hey, when I was feeling sad, like, hey, I feel like when this happens, you're not going to follow through. Like, because as a woman, intuitively, you know. This man has the potential to switch the fuck up on me. And he showed me. Mm-hmm. But you loved him. Like, I was literally under his spell. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act stupid and act like that's impossible. I was literally under the spell. I was living in an illusion. And I fantasized and romanticized about all of the things that we talked about. He had no intention.
Yep. I remember going through something. Not going through something. I remember us going out, having a good time, having a great night. Us coming back to his house, doing the usual stuff that we do. I remember my intuition saying, this is the last time that something's going to be beautiful.
Wow.
And I kid you not, ever since after that, it was the most craziest situation, most inconsistent, most trash, and it was like, my intuition in that same thing told me, like, fuck, I doored for a second. My intuition let me know that now you're gonna start seeing who he really is. Yeah, the master. Now you're gonna start seeing. I was so fucking hurt, so fucking broken because it's like, what the fuck was all of this? Like, what? Just leave me the fuck alone. It hits home and it hits heavy when you're not the one pursuing. I've never pursued, and this is not me trying to say it in a haughty way. I've never pursued men like that. Never been that kind of girl, ever. So when they come out of their way to pursue me, and I even try and force them to like, go somewhere else.
Girl, same.
Better opportunity.
Same.
And then when they package themselves as if they're this and they're that, and it's from a place, and I'm learning now that it's from a place of wanting to just conquer you. Because you seem like you can't be conquered, or you can't be...
Oh, yeah, it's a challenge for them. Yeah, girl. You get the girl.
Yeah. Or, what's the word? Or they want to, like, conform you. They want to tame you a bit. And that's a lot of times that's been my experience, where they will wear the costume because they know I won't give them a time of day. but the costume that they have to put on is too hard for them to perform.
Yeah,
So
they can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
Yo, he was so calculative. Oh my gosh, girl, we had our 1 year anniversary. It was so beautiful. Again, living in this fantasy, you know, romanticizing, you know, how it's so crazy to me how somebody can perform so well. It's so crazy. Like, it was just it was and so beautiful, but it's so crazy because it was like it was a year in, and you know, being a grown woman, I had set my expectations. I had set my boundaries from jump. I had put all my shit on the table. I had like redid my whole life. Like, I moved, I divorced, I did everything so that, you know, we could have a chance together. This man literally watched me build a life around him to tell me he changed his mind. But whatever, that's not there. But to put on this whole show, and it was like, okay, we're a year in now. Like, you know, what's the next? Like, what's our next year gonna look like? Start planning shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, start getting serious. And that's when I guess he was like, well, I didn't plan on even being this long in, and I don't plan on being with you for another year because I'm done with you.
Yeah, what's crazy, and I'm sorry I have to say some probably out of pocket shit, but what's crazy is, okay, when we're talking about inconsistency, when we're talking about people wearing masks, I don't give a fuck. The family is in on it too. Because I was meeting family, and I'm like, if you're doing this, okay, I am a mother of many boys.
Right.
At any point they're bringing people in my home, and I know you're a fucking menace, I'm going to let her know. Run for the hills. The minute he goes to the bathroom, I'm gonna say, baby girl, get the fucking going, because I'm not supporting that. So a lot of times it's so weird to me.
But you're not raising narcissists neither.
No,
you're a mom who's there. The problem a lot of times with men narcissists is that they have mama wounds. Yeah, and they don't have healthy relationships with their mom.
Yeah. Or they blame their mama for trying to survive and take care of them. It's weird.
Yeah. So you're not raising narcissists. So, but if you knew your son was a piece of shit, you would definitely inform him.
I'm not condoning that shit. That's gross.
I felt like that too. I felt like his family knew.
Yeah.
You know, he was in a marriage for 18 years, but the details that I know about that, which he always like, oh, you don't know nothing. I read your journal. I went to your counseling sessions with you. You confided in me in everything. I know exactly, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know anything.
They forget what they told you out of their own mouth.
Sure, they tell themselves all the time. Anyways, I believe his family knew too. Yeah, they knew.
That's scary.
I think that they're his flying monkeys. They're like, I've been told that they watch my stuff and they send it to him. And I've been told, people told me that, and he told people, like, and he's told me too. You know,
I will say, like, my ex,
they promote his behavior. That's why he continues. And it's sad because that's not love. That's some real dysfunctional ass shit. Because when you love your family, him and his sister are really tight. And the shit that I would tell her, she'd be like, no, like, it was like a way to help soothe him all the time. The resolution was all about soothing his feelings, soothing him. And I was just like, no, bitch, that's not how it is. What about me? I'm a whole fucking human being. I was good when I opened my doors, opened my home to him. I was good when I divorced my husband, left my house. I was good when I was uplifting him, validating him, pouring into him, nurturing him. But I'm not good enough for you to be like, no, he's fucked up. He's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
I got a funny story. Tell us
the story.
So, my first love or whatever, I went through it, but I was very close with a lot of people in his family, more than he was or more than he knew I was. And he put, not only did he put me through shit, he put his family through shit. And so when we were really doing like a lot of our separation, I was still talking to them. He was very mentally, physically, and emotionally abusive at times. And I had expressed that to them. You know, I was getting ready to get my energy of like going to California for getting and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my connection with his family disconnected. But if you stay with me on this, he kept saying, no, Amber's lying. You know, you guys have been, because a lot of times people who are sneaky and abusive, they want to do that stuff in secret and quiet and make it seem like the person is being over, you know what I mean? Lying.
Yeah, like you're the active, like you're the reactive one. So you're the one that's crazy and toxic and all of this shit. Yeah. Because you're being reactive to their abuse. Yeah.
So he was arguing with one of the women in his family, and he bucked up to him, right? And this is the story they told me, and they said that when he bucked up to him, they were like, so now we know Amber was right, and they jumped him. All the women jumped him.
Good.
And I was like, they were like, we're doing it for Amber. They say, well, we're doing this for Amber too because you think it's okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
That's dope. That's dope. It makes me confused a little bit because if we're talking about what I think we're talking about, you told me his mom was a good mom to him, right?
Pretty much so. She was a good. She was a.
So how did you turn into a narcissist? Like, how did that happen?
Okay, this is what I've gathered together. Because his mother did everything, literally everything she could. Single mom, although his dad was in the picture, but I believe his dad has a mental disability. His mom is overworked. She has kids, didn't have any help. The girl has degrees. She raised them. He sent him to a friend of the family so he can go to a better school and have a scholarship. And I believe that he took it as, you know,
like abandonment.
Yeah. And also her working, kind of like when I shared with you earlier today about some things that, you know, I had to work and I didn't know what went on, you know, that's what happened. And because he's got a Sagittarius moon, he's got an Aquarius Venus. He's not talking about his feelings.
Yeah.
Ever. Never, ever. It's like pulling teeth. And in the inside, he could be dying. And he'll never express it. He'll act like everything's okay. So his mother was excellent. She taught me everything. She taught me how to be a mom. So I will never speak down on that woman. Okay, no, but I don't care what she did. I won't do it. And she not only did she save my life, she let me come into her home when I didn't have anywhere to go. So, but you know,
well, I can't say that. I did build a bond with his sister, but I don't think I truly don't believe that it was a genuine bond at all. Some aspects, you know, I think that if he didn't involve them into our personal stuff, that we would have had a closer bond. He was mommy and his sister, they just co-sign on his bullshit, and so that's who he leaned on, and so they were going to defend him, you know what I mean? It was always defending him. They never looked at it as, you know, the woman, like she's somebody's daughter. But why would they? You know what I mean? Why would they? I mean, I think about the type of people we're talking about. I get it.
I think there's no way to have the bond when it's a narcissist. Even if it's a good bond, it's going to be severed because of, you can't remain. That's what happened. I couldn't keep the bond.
Yeah. When we go back to the manipulation, like a lot of reverse psychology was played in that situation too. I used to call that shit out all the time. Like, why are you playing with me? Like, why are you always playing the victim? You're always distorting my reality. I know what we talked about. I know what we spoke on. But then he would twist the shit around, and it would always end up being back on me. And I would be the one coming and apologizing and begging for his forgiveness. And bitch, I didn't do anything. This is how his words and his actions never lined up. And then I would be responsible for apologizing. I'm like, but you said, this is what you said. This is what you said we were going to do. I'm following through. You know what I mean? And then it turns around. I'm the freak, bro. It was
definitely, it's definitely
so grateful that
gaslighting.
As broken spirited as I was, as hurt as I was, as how much it catapulted me. Thank God for that. But I'm so glad that was not any longer than a word of God. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a blessing. I just now. I hope he never watches this because he's probably gonna tear off it. But I just now. Well, yeah, but
he need to sit with this shit.
Yeah, I would say he just now. I was
really
able to like face him and really be like, no, this happened.
Right.
And this happened.
You're not gonna distort my reality.
Right. And he had to sit and he had to listen, and I just realized how much I grew. But this is 10 years later.
Yeah.
So this shit is long time. No. But right. I'm just sorry.
No, you're good. Don't be sorry, girl. No.
Yeah.
No. But I do want to get into the gaslighting.
Lord.
So making you doubt your own reality. You just brought it up. That's why I was like, let me get into that. Red flag. Denying things they clearly said or done. Your feelings. Hold on, I'm sorry, I lost place. Making you question your memory and experiences and downplaying your feelings. Girl, when I say the gaslighting was on a million, the gaslighting was on a million. I was always... He was... You know the fucked up shit you say? Aren't you tired of like always being the one compromising? Aren't you? That's what he used to tell me. Aren't you tired of always being the one folding and compromising? And aren't you tired of it? And I just feel like, why would I be tired of it? If I love you, that's what we do. But I never got that. I never got the compromising. I had to do everything to be in his life. He never cared about, and I did not see it.
This is a very heavy topic because of how much we endure this shit.
I did not see it, Amber.
Tell you, this is probably because I have a dark sense of humor, and everybody's gonna probably be like, "This bitch, that's not funny." You know what I mean? But the same person, we want to talk about distorting reality. He would do the most sinister thing, and because nobody's seen it, he can deny it and make it seem like Amber was making this up. You know, physical and emotional abuse. And one time, him and I got into a physical altercation in the apartment lobby, and they had cameras there. And so we had to go to court. We had to go to court, and he's in court. He's like, she beat my ass. She put her hands on me. She did this. Look at me. Yada yada yada. My mom was there. The whole time he was lying. The judge was watching the camera. There was a little video. She could see the whole altercation. And she said, "Sir, what she did to you was self-defense, and you deserved every bit of it. And her mama don't like you, and I don't like you."
Amen.
The thing about it is he thought he can do that manipulation and distorting and gaslighting to the fucking judge. And she's like, "You motherfucker, I'm watching this fucking camera right here. I can see the video. So I know what she's dealing with, and I don't fucking like you, and her mama don't like you." So it was just so justified, and I was so like emotional about it because I started to attack myself and think like, well, maybe... Yeah,
you always attack yourself.
Maybe I did something, maybe I did do something wrong. And it's like, no, you didn't. Nobody deserves that.
So that's the crazy thing. Like, he's very into silently disrespectful. Like, he's very silently disrespectful. We always talk about silent disrespect. Like, I got receipts for days. I have everything via text, right? Receipts for days, honey. And there was times where, like, when we were broken up, like, he would text and then erase and take off what he says because he knows I keep receipts. He would write it and then delete it. Knowing I know he thinks I didn't see it. Like, I'm looking at my phone and it text come through and like and then delete it, and I'm like, this calculative person.
They need to be studied. I'm not even trying to be funny. Your brain needs to be donated to science so we can study.
This is why I had to cut off all contact, no communication, no nothing. I owe that to myself. You know, he used to say, "Oh, I blocked you for my own sanity. I blocked you." No, you blocked me because you're playing with me. Playing with my feelings is what you've been doing, manipulating. You've been fucking and poking the bear, like hurting me.
Yeah.
That's why you do it. You don't do it because you're protecting yourself. Like, from what? I've never been, and I've never been a danger to you. You've been a danger to me. So yeah, the gaslighting is on 1,000, a billion. Let me say that. Hidden agendas. So description: keeping their real motives under wraps. Red flag: asking for big favors early on, pushing you into things that benefit them, and being overly interested in your resources. So, okay, let me just say this. When I met him, I was still living with my ex-husband, and I was still maintaining my home, my family, you know, living my life, you know. Things weren't bad at home, you know. We were separated for almost 4 years at the time, on and off. He made a statement like, you know, I really want to be in this relationship, but I don't know how long you're gonna be, you know, I don't know if you're gonna get a divorce or how long the divorce will take. Honey, let me tell you something. Because when I love and I give my all, I don't half step nothing, and because I know I deserve to have a fair shot at love, and that's how I felt, and I felt like he deserved to have a fair shot at love, I'm gonna go ahead and divorce this man. I'm gonna move out, I'm gonna get my own place, all of these things. The thing is I literally sacrificed myself. He watched me come out of my security, this life that I had built for 18 years, that you said this thing to me, and what am I supposed to do? Act like it didn't. He was so passive when he said it, like it was just like a gesture, like, you know, like just planting a seed. That's the manipulation, you know what I mean? Planting that seed, and I was like, oh no, that's not going to be an issue. We're not going to make that an issue on a reason why we can't be together. And I did all of these things. Man literally watched me. And even though he didn't directly say, I want you to get divorced and leave him and da-da-da-da, he didn't say, it was the way he said it that suggested that. So that was definitely part of his hidden agenda. Yeah. Keeping their real motives, using your resources. We worked out together. Like, you know, I'm the girl that he got. Okay. I'm Pearl. Let me just say that. I'm fucking Pearl. Men having access to me is very exclusive. And I'm gonna say that because it is. And he was this little dweeb, this twerp, you know, this fucking, I would have never noticed him ever in life. Like, you were nobody from Ohio. Shit, you're gonna have to bleep that.
See right there.
You can leave the Ohio part out. You was in
Ohio.
Yeah, but
oh my god, why do we have so much in common?
Oh my god, I don't fucking know. It's so much. It's like this is compared to this is like why we have so much in common. Yeah, and you know, I had my own fitness company. You know, I did my pop-up shops. He would be there with me. You know, a little social bug around me. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of. I've always got a lot of attention from people. Good attention, positive attention. I'm social as well. Like, I know a lot of people. You know, and him having access to me made him noticeable. You know, a lot of women, I want to say it got a lot of women's attention that he had access to me. And it caused, I was very aware of that, and I would bring it to his attention, like, hey, like, you need to be more protective of my heart, because these women, they see that we're together, and these are women that never showed you any interest ever in life, and now we're together, so they must think that there's something about you. You know what I mean? I try to educate him on that, but he would think it's a joke. Like, they only notice me because of you, right? Yes, nigga. Why else would they notice you? Like, you're literally nobody.
I had something, okay, with him, my ex.
What?
So my ex is, well, I don't know how Pearl might feel. My ex is he's always been a very attractive man, and he's used that to all kinds of things where women just kind of
to manipulate you too. He would use that to make you feel threatened by other women. Like,
wait, I'm getting to that. I'm gonna get to that.
Girl, I already know the team because I know men like that.
Yeah, he's I can't denounce. That's one thing he has. But just because you look good, that doesn't mean you won't give me the icks. He would give me the icks when he behaved that way. So his attraction wouldn't like work with me. But I'm gonna tell you with some crazy shit that he does, and we're gonna talk about how like patterns and shit like that. Underlying motive. He would get a girl, and he would try and use her to trigger a response for me. He don't give a fuck about her. He don't like her like that. She'll say I love you. He had a girl sleep outside his home with balloons and flowers. What girl does that? And he gets the ick, and he would use women to try and trigger me to see like, okay, is this enough yet? Is this enough? And I wouldn't give it. I don't care if I'm in the bathroom crying alone in the studio. I would never let him see me cry or sweat or none of that. And eventually, I caught on to his tricks. He would use women, even recently, for them to call me or for them to do stuff for me to take the fucking bait. And I never take the fucking bait. And he gets upset. Or he'll use like the kids. Because that's where you're going to get me as my kids. I don't give a fuck. That's how you use every mother. But talk about hidden motives. It's hidden motives just to try and get me back.
Yeah.
Why? Like, it's fucking bonkers. The fucking motives and how twisted it is and how calculated and manipulative and how it's done and how they want to make you feel and all of this stuff. And there's always a motive.
Girl.
There's always a fucking motive. Better believe it.
Oh, wait. A hidden agenda. Oh my god. It was so funny. One day he was like, I think that you're so calculative. And I'm thinking, you're projecting.
Girl, you almost made me spit out my lemonade.
You're telling on yourself again, but
right.
Girl, same. When I met him, he had no boundaries, honey. He was all over the place. And you know what's crazy? Like, I was so embedded in my job. Like, I worked at the gym, so I was so embedded in my job. When he would come through, I'd show him love. He'd get all this attention from Pearl. And people see that. People see that. Okay? People was like, okay, Pearl. Okay. She loves him. But I never really hung out with him like that in the gym. Right? So when I did start hanging out with him, I noticed how he had no boundaries in the gym. Bitches would come and just do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And girl, try to like look. I would know half these females at these gyms. I watch everything. I've seen how half these females move, and these are the females that he got their attention. Okay, just being flirtatious, just being weird ass. You know who he is, like just pick me energy. Okay, the class clown, so he can get people to laugh at him and not pay attention to all the acne on his face.
I hate you. Real bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay today. And he told her himself too. He's like, I try to make people laugh. They don't look at my face.
Bitch, I hate you.
Anyways, so when I started noticing it, like females, I will be talking. Like we're like, you can tell we're very intimate. They will come while I'm talking to him and touch on him. Hey, on him, and I would be like, the old me. This is my workplace. Like, if you can't start putting boundaries up and letting these females know, hey, back the fuck up. That was a lot for him to do. He didn't know how to do that because he's such a people pleaser. He's such a pick me energy. He want to be picked by somebody. He doesn't want to let them down, but yet you're hurting me.
Girl, like,
he'd be like, how is that my fault? I can't control them. I just told you what to do. It's that simple. You're worried about hurting their feelings. You're worried about ruffling their feathers. What about me?
I'm a total girl's girl. I've always been a girl's girl, but I will say this, and I have to be honest. One thing I know for a fact about women, if you have something, and they see like it's even if it's not a good thing, even if it's not a good place, they will do whatever it takes to try and take it or manipulate it.
He was never a protector.
I didn't get protected either, girl. I just had a baby. This go like. I just had a baby. I just had a and he was dealing with bops and thoughts and anything at work. And so they would always see him, you know, us coming to pick each other up or whatever with the baby and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, you know, I want that. That's how women are packaged to want the baby in the family. So one time we're leaving from work and this girl gets in the car. He's like, let's just give her a ride home. She made it seem like she was trying to talk to his brother. Whole time, excuse my French, they were fucking. My baby was in the car. I said, you want to talk about Scorpio? I set out a mission to ruin that girl's life every day. And I succeeded. So I got my ass up out of Ohio. Because it's like, what? I love the girls, you know me.
I know.
Women and children. But one thing I will say is, sometimes women don't have no boundaries. They don't have nothing.
They don't.
And if he's not protecting,
yeah, I had to tell him
you, it's lost. It's a loss.
Yeah.
You won't like if he won't protect you, and I'm not trying to say this in a negative way, but from a woman that might be going through it, if he won't protect you and you're dealing with other women, get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know better. Like I would be like, no, what's up? Like this was almost a year in and it was still happening. It was happening with different people. And I'm like, you literally had no fucking boundaries, my dude. Like, let me tell you something. You know how many of his people that were his people would fucking try to, like, when he wasn't around, what up, Pearl? I ain't never hugged you before.
Same.
Don't come up to me and hug me. We not people just because you talk.
Yeah,
just because you talk to him, we not people. Like, don't get it twisted. I say hi, I say bye, I'm cordial, but don't ever try me. Don't ever try my dude. Don't ever try my dude.
Yeah. There's a version of pick-me. They'll do anything for attention. They'll do anything to feel like
it just lets me know. It's so sad, and I feel so horrible for the next female. Like, I empathize. Like, I really do hope that y'all take something back with y'all. Like, I know y'all are trolling. So I really hope y'all taking something back, because y'all are not making a difference. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care who you are, what color you are, how big of a booty you got. Honestly, I think he's DL anyway, so you're never really gonna fulfill him. Just so you know, just to be clear on that.
There's never gonna be, and a lot of times they don't understand that you are, and I hate to say it like this, but you're the second place. You're not even the ideal what they wanted, whether it be they on the DL, whether it be they can't have the person that they want. But I used to like feel triggered by the women, but now I just be feeling bad. Like the last altercation that I had with that woman, there's no way, shape, or form. First of all, somebody, so she has a kid prior to, and my ex was being mean, I guess, to her children. Yeah, I couldn't even fathom a man coming in my house being mean to my kids. I couldn't even fucking fathom. You hear me, Pearl? Like, I know. Still in the situation. What are you doing? That's so dangerous.
That's that pick me. She's not thinking about that kid. She's thinking about her and him. And that's how he has her. That's how he has her brain working. Like, he messed with her. He's got her messed around in her head. Believe it or not. Yeah, man. And it's just you're gonna have to bleep a few things. It was a nightmare, bro. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. We're free. Oh my God, yes. It was definitely a nightmare, bro. Like, it's so much more. It's so crazy. Like, lack of accountability. You got something to say, baby? What?
You ever seen those things like during Halloween where you go into the house of like a house of horrors and they give you a sticker like, I survived such and such. We need a sticker. With their names on it. I survived.
I need a tattoo. I need a tattoo.
When you get out here, we can tattoo that. We survived such and such. It's like, look. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like the little man with the receding hairline.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
I can't wait. Deal. We'll both get it done.
I'm down. We're locked in. Okay. Lack of accountability. Description. Never owning up to their mistakes. Red flags. Always shifting blame, never admitting fault, and making excuses for bad behavior. So I can definitely And if he did take any kind of accountability, he never did the work to fix it. Like, I'll do better next time. I'm sorry. Yeah, I see it your way. I'll do better. It was like he went to counseling during like his whole separation with his situation for me. And it's like he only went to counseling to learn new things, learn new manipulative tactics, and learn new words. And learn what he didn't even know what I'm like, do you know what accountability actually means? He's like, yeah, like you're taking responsibility for what you did. Accountability is actually an action word. It's an action word. Like, if you're taking accountability, that means that you're taking responsibility, so you have to take action to change it. Yeah. You don't take accountability on something that you're not going to change. Like, he was like, oh, I didn't know that. So why are you always saying how you're accountable, but you haven't done anything to change it? Makes sense. You're an idiot. Anyways, lacking accountability, the red flags, always shifting blame, never admitting fault, and making excuses for bad behavior. Like, listen, all of that.
I didn't apologize on email. I didn't apologize on text. I didn't apologize on Spanish.
Oh, I got I'm sorry.
I can apologize and everything, but he would die. You want to know why he won't apologize and he won't say what he did? Because then that means you have to do something about it.
You have to do the work.
He's smart enough to know not to apologize.
You know what he apologized for? Sorry, what? He's smart enough to what?
Not apologize, because he knows he'll have to do the work. My ex is smart enough to not ever say sorry, not ever say anything he did. Yeah. Just let her do it, so then she has to continue to work and do the work. That's fine. Keep saying sorry and stuff like that, but
that's fine. He actually told me he was sorry. He never said what he was sorry for. Oh, I remember what he told me. I'm sorry, your collateral damage.
It's you know what? It's by the grace of our spiritual deities and all of these different things that we're not in prison. Because that's something to put somebody, like, that's prison time talk.
It's crazy because, you know, like, people that know me, like, they're like, even my ex-husband was like, yo, he got grace. Like, like, it's like he didn't see any, like, I'm like, he wasn't even worth it, to be quite honest. Me going to jail, doing jail time over him, not worth it. Yeah, I was already in jail, I was already in prison and an illusion. I did enough of that being with him.
Yeah.
And the acceptance process was messed up. So, yeah, lack of accountability, guys. Accountability actually means recognizing your wrongs and doing the work. You know, he used to say, oh, I'll do better, but never did better. Anytime the occasion arose for him to do better. Yeah. And there were times that the occasion, it called for you to actually do better.
Yeah.
I got the same results. And I was like, what? And I questioned myself, like, am I tripping?
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. This MF said he will do better.
Yeah.
I would get stonewalled. I would get the blame shifted. One way or another, the blame was always shifted on me. My reality was all kinds of distorted, girl. So when we talk about that trauma and how it's somebody, don't give them your power and move on and all, like,
fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Y'all can't. You know what? I pray not even my worst enemy goes through that kind of trauma. And I've been in the streets. I grew up in foster care. As a young girl, I've been in the sex industry. I ain't never been in no trauma like I've been like this type of trauma.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't wish that on my worst enemy, period.
We always say that rather than emotional mental pain, me and you would rather get hit by a car.
Yo, either you die from it, right? Or you heal from it. Eventually, physical pain is so different than emotional and spiritual. Now, I don't advise y'all to get hit by a car. Okay, it's just hypothetically, so like, I'd rather get beat the up than
down.
Have to go through that kind of mental distortion, emotional distortion, the spiritual distortion, because he used spirituality a lot. That is a lot of what catapulted that relationship, is he wanting to learn, him wanting access to, like, I wanted to do my readings, go on these spiritual journeys, and he wanted access to that, being like known at the gyms, the resources that I provided, the fact that I'm a beautiful woman and men are attracted to me. Like men that wanted me for so long did not have me, and this little twerp got me out of all of them. You know what I mean? Like I chose him out of all of them. That was the thrill for him. That was like a high for him by itself. The fact that he got so much attention from women that would never ever pay attention to him, because I know they wouldn't, because I wouldn't have. And the thing is like, I never give a fuck about the next female, because look, call Pearl what you want. Call me arrogant, cocky. Nobody can hold a 10-foot pole against me. I don't give a damn.
Never. Never.
It's just because I know what I bring to the table. I bring the table. Like I bring everything. I know what kind of package I am. Am I perfect? Absolutely fucking not.
Premium package.
Huh, baby?
I said premium package.
Thank you. I am. So that's the thing. Like, when it comes to other females, it just never ever does anything to me. Now, I'm not gonna get disrespected by another female because of my dude. That is not, and it has nothing to do with jealousy. It has to do with respect. And I think that he got that very confused.
Yeah, I think
the jealous, insecure thing. No, it's not an insecure thing, boo. It's a I'm not gonna be disrespected thing.
Yeah, I think like in my situation, he would try and do like, like, I don't know, what do you say, like the Kim Kardashian women and think, I'd be like, but for me, because I'm a Scorpio, I care about death. Yes, no, I don't. I think everybody, like, I'm attracted to everybody. Not that's not
right.
But you know what I'm saying? So I don't have no issue with saying like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful and stuff like that.
Right.
But
obviously not.
The way that it's going to affect me if I thought the girls were smart. They were fucking dodo birds. And so for me,
that's how they like them, honey. That's how they like them.
I never felt like a threat. I'm like, she's stupid. And he talked about it. He talked about
crazy.
The time where he tried to
definitely were lacking things.
He was one of those girls.
No, go ahead, babe, because you kind of froze. I didn't know.
Oh, he talked about we talked about this one time where he tried to use one of those girls. This sounds bad. I don't condone manipulation, but I got her to drive me in her car to show up at his job and make fun of him. That same girl that you're dating.
Girl, you're a mess.
And he holds that to this day, like, yeah, but you did this. I'm like, if she was smart, if she was only smart, we would be in a different situation.
And
so
it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It has to do with common sense.
They never got. No, I'm being serious. I was like, they try and say, oh, I got your man. I got this. I got that. I was like, you're not gonna make me feel no type of way unless you like potty train my kid. Now that's deep. You know what I mean? That's heavy. Like that's real shit. But they were all stupid.
Yeah.
Literally.
I can't say that he's attracted to like stupid females. Like if he was to like pursue another supply, it wouldn't be somebody who's stupid. It would be somebody who has resources that benefits them. But either way, it doesn't matter to me.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Like they still can't hold a 10-foot pole against me. I don't give a dang. Like in real life. I
never cared. I never
in real life. So it's like the fact. Okay, so you know what bothers me the most? What would bother me? What would trigger me when it comes to other females is that they have no substance. They have, I don't care, everything that glitter ain't gold. So they have all this shine and all of this stuff going for them, but they're transactional as hell. Yeah. So I had poured so much nurturing into him, so much knowledge into him, so much life into him. To see him revert back to those old ways really kills me, because I had done so much work to help him elevate, to help him level up. So I had leveled the playing field. Like I had made it top tier. To the type of access that he could have potentially went for, but the goal for of course he has to downgrade, because women like me are going to hold a man like him accountable for everything.
Yeah, same. I think with him, he I don't know what he put in his head, but because even in high school, I wasn't dating anybody like in high school, whatever. But he thought like, oh no, I'm the best she can get. I'm the best she can get, kind of thing. And I don't know what possessed him. Maybe because we were together too long, but he could never handle. And again, whatever. He could never handle the next man, because the next man,
that part
was leveled higher than him. And I knew that. Like he could never handle it. Like they could never handle it.
Of course not. It's so funny too you say that, because like I remember when he said one time, he was like, I'm a good catch. I help with the bills. I buy you things. I take you out. I'm like, those things are so tangible for Pearl. Like,
right.
You're so transactional. Like, everything's about money with you. Like, I gave you substance. I gave you real love. Like, I nurtured into your poor little mama wounded. I licked your mama wounds the whole entire relationship.
Wow. It's just madness. It's just fucking madness.
And I was like, those things are so tangible. Girl, I knew a guy for not even a month. I got a whole coat set, like nothing. Like I didn't ask for it, but those things just come. That's not, it's not talking about buying me things and paying, but that ain't it.
That's not
that
what
ain't
people
it.
have received.
You are
before.
A good catch. You're a good trick. You're a good paymaster. You are those things. You are. That is your lane. You should stay there. You're right.
Remember,
you ain't got nothing else left.
The guy I dated after trucking school, he had that energy thinking I never had anything. Now I will say this, for my ex, when he fucked up, he bought me jewelry.
Yeah, that's what they do though.
So, it's like, but I'm saying like for somebody to package like as if, oh well, I buy you things. I had somebody buy me things just when they fucked up.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? I don't care about any of that. I just want you to be a decent human being. I don't care about materials. Clearly, I can get shit on my own. I don't care about that shit. Yeah. I want you to be a decent fucking human being. And I think that's where the loss comes with me and these relationships. Yeah. Because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about none of it. Yeah, it's not. It's so much, but we live in a transactional world. And, guys, the thing is, we want you just to stay woke. Like, Amber and myself, like we're two loving, service women, people that just want to just love and nurture and pour into people. But the thing is don't go through, the thing is us sharing our experiences with you, sharing our testimonies with you, even though they're aimed at specific individuals, that's who we can speak on, because that is our experience, and those are the individuals that resonate with what catapulted this journey that we're on. It's not about giving away your power. It's not about us giving away our power. It's about releasing.
It's about power back.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You're getting your power back. Yeah.
Speaking up and speaking on these traumas, speaking on these things that these individuals created in such beautiful beings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some ruthless people out there. So stay woke. Spotting deceitful motives and red flags. Listen to your discernment. Listen to your first mind. If you see it, I don't know. I don't think there's any. I don't think that there's any. And I don't want to be vulgar. I just don't think there's any sex in the world that can make betray yourself. No. And we're all guilty of it, but just learn from it. Just learn from it. Spend time with yourself, man. Start recognizing your own patterns, because like I said, we all carry these traits, some way, aspect. And if you see that in someone, you cannot heal them. It's not your responsibility to heal them. Heal yourself. And when healing yourself, you won't tolerate it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you would tolerate.
Yeah. It's something that you need to understand, and if you're spiritual like us, I guess I can say this a little bit. Me and Pearl had our astrological chart read today, and actively in our chart it says that her and I need to be like protecting ourselves from these kinds of people. And it's because it's an issue of, especially with people who are spiritual and very loving and all of that stuff.
Healers, empathy,
we gotta be, and don't do it too much, and wait for this and don't do that. And it's, when you think about it, it's a problem if it's in your, like, if it's a lesson that you have to learn. It's a problem out there in the world, right? Even between us.
Yeah.
It's a warning for her and I to not get caught up because people are fucking evil. Period. And her and I are very loving people, guilty of oversharing, we're guilty of overloving, we're guilty of overforgiving, empathy, and we're guilty of protecting and cheerleading for everybody, and then in that same moment when we turn around getting stabbed in the back. So it's a clear warning that that energy exists. So we're telling you guys these things to prevent that pain from happening. I will say this, both of us haven't been, we would never, I couldn't imagine before, we would never put our, I don't even want to call it business, but our experiences out there. We've never been like really vocal about stuff. So when somebody tells you stop giving them your power, you can shut the fuck up, because we're getting our power back by speaking up. Or we allowed this shit to just happen to us. In the past, we would take this shit with us and just pretend like, oh, but the pain still suffers. I'm not, anybody who tells you not to handle your pain and deal with it, and I got fucking Capricorn moon, I'm just now learning to deal with my feelings. However you need to heal yourself, as long as it's healthy for you. Don't let anybody direct your healing journey. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Don't let nobody tell you you can't cry. Don't let nobody tell you you can't speak up for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you you can't vent. Don't let nobody tell you and direct you, especially from somebody that you wouldn't listen to them in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Girl, please. He even, the Lord God is really proud of you. I was like, why are you bringing God into this? The manipulation is insane.
Remember that gift?
God is really proud of you for talking like that about me on, how did I talk about you? All I did was tell the truth.
Remember that gift when he did that? And I was like, Jesus, we're not
girl, he tried it.
We're not approve. Like, you're not gonna cheat. I posted all those, like, what was it? Those scriptures, like, and try and Bible.
God is
like,
not proud of you. God is like, I was like, God is definitely not proud of you, boo boo.
Right.
You are not his favorite. Trust me.
Not at all.
You are not his chosen one. Trust me. Okay.
Right.
I am a living vessel. I am a vessel that he uses. I don't give a dang.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, you're talking to he was talking to an ex-pre-K kid. Like, I've seen what it's like in the world.
He projected, honey. Like, the projection is projecting. The projection is projecting. Girl, that whole situation was a whole big-ass projection.
That shit was funny as fuck. It was actually funny. I'm like,
I'm on a podcast, and she just walking through here like it's nothing. That's so crazy. But listen, guys, like Amber and I constantly say on all our podcasts, we talk from our experiences. It's open dialogue. It is our platform, and this is how we choose to use it. Obviously, we feel led, and this is what it is. Like, we don't speak on topics that we don't educate ourselves about. We're not like, and I see there's other platforms, other podcasters that we're not scripted, so this is what you gonna get. You gonna get realness, authenticity. And I'm not saying those people aren't being authentic. I guess they think they are to themselves, so that's all that matters. But here at the Spiritual Sexy Podcast, you're gonna get authenticity. The thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't want people talking badly or poorly about you, don't treat people poorly. Don't do bad things to people. If you know better, you do better, because there's consequences.
Yeah.
There's consequences.
Don't make decisions like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, you don't think I know that there are people that are listening to this podcast and might feel like they want to address me with it? I'm here for it. I'm a grown woman. You can call my phone and I can answer and we can have a conversation. If you felt any kind of way. It's really that
cute.
Simple.
Like, keep it cute.
Yeah, it's really that simple. If you feel some kind, but sounding disrespect is all these mofos got. So they can keep doing what they're doing. I'm addressing shit. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. I just say keep it cute because it's gonna be like, you remember back in the day in the 90s when Ricky Lake was out and they used to be like asking people questions and they said,
Ricky Lake, girl!
You know I'm old, but they used to have the doorbell and they'd be like, boom. So keep it cute because if you say something messy to Pearl, you're gonna get the Ricky Lake bill and I'm gonna show up. So keep it cute.
Yeah,
just that disclaimer. Keep it cute. Not too much.
We open dialogue. You can even come on the podcast and we can have a conversation. I'm here for it, honey. So guys, I know that this podcast is a little longer than usual, but when we're like talking from a passionate place, when this stuff is like real deal, like, hey, this stuff needs to come out. We need to like have these conversations, have open dialogue. You know, this is what you're going to get. Yeah. You know, for those who have stuck it out and watched the whole podcast, we will be continuing this conversation. We're not done yet. No. But there you go. We're in almost 2 hours in, and it's a dope podcast. I love what you and I have here, Amber, and I have gratitude. And girl, it's only going up, 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 up. Yeah. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. I will have the newsletter link in the descriptions. I will have, if you want to start your own newsletter journey, we also have that in the description. There's a link that you can hit and start your own newsletter journey. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the next day. Get started today. Yeah. Don't move from a place of fear. You just never know what it's going to look like. You know what I mean? So just go ahead and do that. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like our videos. Share our videos. If you request to be a part of this open dialogue, Amber and I are here with open arms. This is a safe place. Okay? Even though I'm very vocal. I'm very expressive. Respectfully, I love people. I'm here for the nutrition. Amber's here for the nutrition. Perspective is huge for us. Everybody has their own testimonies, their perspective. We respect it all, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that it aligns with everybody aligns together, but we respect it all. So please go ahead and request to be a part of this podcast. Anything else, continue following our follow our social medias. Emphasize it on follow, but just know that we do appreciate the views. Either way, we're getting the job done, so we have gratitude in that. Amber, is there anything you want to say before we close it?
There's something like a simple: keep glowing, growing, and flowing. Keep doing your thing. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody discourage you, because I feel like that's the energy that we're in right now. Know that whatever you're going through, whatever you're working through, there is something beautiful on the other side. So don't attack yourself, and know that you're very much important in the world.
Yes, you are. Believe it or not. Yes, let's keep it spiritually sexy, guys. We love you. Thank you for joining here on Spiritually Sexy Podcast. We'll see you soon.